Morning everyone, so let's have a look at our learning for Wednesday the 17th of June. So let's start with our reading, guys, as we normally do. And we're on chapter 8 of Matilda. Okay, so let's have a look at this question then, and this is a combination of a couple of vipers. It says, what does the phrase, for once she was not going to be browbeaten, tell you about Miss Honey and Miss Trunchbull's relationship? So let's find that phrase browbeaten in the text. That might be a new phrase for some of you. And it actually means to be intimidated. So that's the first point to define, so what it actually means. But then we need to think about what the relationship would have normally been like. Because it says that phrase for once suggests that normally she gets intimidated by Miss Trunchbull. So this time she's not going to let that happen, and she's going to speak out and speak her mind rather than just accepting what Miss Trunchbull says. So again, you've got to really look carefully at the phrase and the words that are used, particularly in this context. So a really tricky one there. Okay, so really simple vocabulary question, define obstinate. So again, find this in the text. And again, try quite a tricky one to define if you're not sure, but we can see that she's described as arrogant too, and you can tell that particularly from what we've read so far in this chapter, that she's not one to be pushed around and not one to be have a mind change quite easily. So in this one, obstinate means that you won't have your mind changed by anyone. It's a little bit like you're stubborn. So have a go at those, guys, in your reading parts of some different questions. And on to our maths then for today. And today we're going to continue with the reflection, but this time we're going to be using shapes and the coordinates and combining the two skills together. Okay, so let's have a look at this one then. So it says, what are the coordinates of shape A? So remember, when you are given coordinates of a shape, it is the vertices, the corners of the shape that you need to give. So nice and simple. If you pause the video, have a go at those two questions there. Okay, so shape A, going to start at the bottom left and work our way around. So we'd have 1, 3, 1, 8, 3, 8 on that right, top right, and then 3, 3 on that bottom right. And what you'll notice is, because we've got that mirror line which is parallel to one of the sides of A, you will find that only the x-axis number, the first number in each of the coordinates, changes. So let's shift that point to that point, and we've got 7, 3. That point would go to 7, 8. That point would move to 9, 8, and that point would move to 9, 3. So again, you can see that the y-axis number, the second number each time, doesn't change because it's moved just to the side. Okay, so really simple one for this one. You can see that A has been reflected to shape B along that mirror line, and it's just asking for the coordinates to finish shape B. So vertices C and vertices D. So just going along the corridor and up the stairs to C, you've got 3 and across to 3. And then for D, going along the x-axis, you've got 2 and across along that mirror line to 2. So 2, 5 for that one. Okay, so shapes are getting a little bit more complicated now. They're obviously irregular shapes. And the question here is, can we draw a mirror line so that the coordinates show a reflection of shape A. So those coordinates are the ones that you might need to plot. So let's move, there's shape B. So we would have moved each of these points across. Okay, and what we now need to decide is where that mirror line is going to go. Now you can see that you've got two squares between the shape A and shape B. And so if we split that up in half, which we need to do, because remember the shapes, when you reflect a shape, it's always the same distance away from the mirror line. We're going to have that mirror line right in that middle there, and you can see that A would be flipped over to create B. Okay, so again, another irregular shape, and this one you just need to circle the set of coordinates where shape A is reflected. So you haven't been given the shape in this one, but if you were to start to move some of the points, some of the vertices, you can see that that one's going to go there, that one would move down to there, that one would come down here because that's 3 away from the mirror line, and that's just 1 away from the mirror line. So if you look at which set fits those points, you can see that it is going to be set B. Okay, so don't forget, if you need your times tables changing and moving, just let me know and you can practice some different ones for now. And then on to our writing for today. And today we're going to have a go at writing our diary entries. So hopefully you took the time yesterday to plan your diary entry, and today we have a go at writing one. So this is just recapping my plan from yesterday. I'm writing on the 30th of April. The perspective is from a 20-month-old child. I'm hoping to create an atmosphere of comedy, and those are my events in chronological time order that I'm going to focus on. So this is how I would start mine. Obviously it's not the finished one, it's just the beginning first paragraph. So I'd start off with, Dear Diary, I woke them up really early this morning, 5:30 AM. They think I can't tell the time, but I know it was early because I could hear the birds cheeping just outside my window, which was slightly ajar. Shuffling down the stairs, I climbed onto the sofa, hoping to watch my favourite programme, Fine and Sam, of course. So that is where I would, that's my first starting point for text. Remember, I'm trying to use some different sentence structures. I'm trying to make it sound informal, and I'm trying to include a little bit of relevance to the perspective that I'm writing from, which is from a young child. And how I would continue this would be, so instead we had to watch the news again. It's all they seem to watch at the minute, but it all seems to be about the same thing, something called COVID-19. Everyone seems worried about it. What is it? Should I be worried about it? Maybe I should. Okay, so what I'm doing there is I'm just asking the reader some questions there. Again, a nice little strategy to get them thinking, and you can sort of see now I'm starting to go into a little bit of my feelings at this point, and maybe I've set the tone there. Maybe that at some stage within that day, the child does begin to worry about the news, etc. So give those a go, guys. I'm looking forward to reading some of these. Remember, it could be from your perspective, a family member's perspective. Choice is up to you.